Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you are in this world. This is Hajin Lee, and I want to share with you some analysis for Ethereum. Many on YouTube were really convinced that for Ethereum, this was the finito of the correction. And it technically could be, yes, absolutely. And a lot of the early teachings were saying, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this has to be the bottom. But I think maybe otherwise. While that has viability, I think otherwise. Because Bitcoin has broken just overnight a significant support. Having said that, it'll follow Bitcoin. And if that's the case, I think this ABC three-wave construct really was a subwave for a higher degree of trend, wave A. Now there is no nomenclature marking like this. I'm just typing it in like this to differentiate. So don't, send me DMs criticizing my labeling. So if this is ABC for A, this here is, I don't think, not a leading diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I think it's more of an ABCDE, a triangle, Elliott wave triangle. And that ABCDE is, I think, finished. So if we have this labeled as an ABCDE and it has an upward wedge type of a triangle pattern like this, and not only that, but the triangle is broken to the downside. It tells me that this is not a leading diagonal of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5, and all-time new highs, but rather that instead of a leading diagonal, this probably completed the B wave. And yes, B waves can have ABCDE constructs. And that's exactly, I think, what we are looking at right here, ABCDE. So that means what's after B? Well, we have a C wave, and I think the C wave has onset, has started. How far, how low, where will it go, and how long? I think that I'm going to keep for members, but I think the gist of what I've already shown in the chart tells you that if A is complete, and B is complete, C ain't going to be higher than where the bottom of A was. C is going to be lower than where A was. Now, recently I got a lot of flack from bulls who probably have a lot of money invested, probably more than they should, and they get angry when people or analysts put out a bearish looking chart that could have negative impact to their net liquidation value of their accounts. I think that really reflects a very low emotional maturity level. And as a trader, you need to have a very high level of that. And as a trader, the learning process is you undergo a process of growing in your emotional maturity. For example, a mature trader never blames anyone else. He owns, or he or she owns, the trades, no matter what. So as I showed on Bitcoin, this inverse head and shoulders, and price had been going sideways for 50 days, and the direction of resolution is usually to the primary trend. In this case, it's down. Okay, so it's probably going to be in this scenario. Now, if we go back to Ethereum, I can't but help see the similarity complex here. Okay, so if we have this, we have the left head, and now the completion of the right shoulders. Now remember that Bitcoin was way lagging the upside reaction in the price action. It was very much lagging that of the Bitcoin. And of course, Bitcoin is much ahead in the downside action. So again, Ethereum is lagging Bitcoin in the downside action, but it doesn't mean it ain't going to catch up. So this left shoulder head, right shoulder potential really needs to be kept into a very careful consideration, I believe, because if price does break down below this line, which is called a neckline, then it would give a confirmation of this. Now, there is a resolution to this head and shoulders top pattern, which I alluded to in 2 videos ago. You may want to go back and review that, but members have the exact chart analysis on how that could be resolved, in that this whole thing can become voided, nullified, and there is a pattern that shows that potential. Having said that, still, it does not negate the lower low expectation of this AB and then this coming C wave. I hope you find this to be helpful. Members get this type of analysis every day. But not only that, members get unlimited amount of custom analysis for the coins that they hold. And in that analysis, I tell them when to sell, when to buy, when to hold until and see what happens. And gold members get the trade alerts. Gold membership is the only one that gets the trade alerts. Have a good day.